snowflake. Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta uvre. Rishi labir groove snores lagikor. Rishi labir usas nos dovre. Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta uvre. Rishi labir groove snores lagikor. Rishi labir usas nos norveg.
Yazor, why Yazor, go, if not.
Zumba nisi nisi Rista music rosti play Zika kumba jumba noro Kumba jumba hero Kumba jumba opposite way
Yeah. Hero.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we try to escape a more wretched hive. Hello, my name is Pierce. I'm the living force for this game, and with me is the band. Say hello, band.
Hello, band.
Hello, band. Crystal Toasters and Murdanky. We've agreed.
Murdanky and
You he did pay you. It's Murdanky and the Crystal Toasters.
Yes, it is now legally obligated to be said Murdanky and the Crystal Toasters.
I thought he paid us just to have his name mentioned. I didn't know there was.
Unfortunately,
Low.
he really did. He got it for a song as well.
Literally.
Yeah, literally and figuratively and all other ways. How's it going, Venom?
Me?
Don't worry about it.
So, before we get too deep into this and into our recap, I believe we do have something we need to start with, Philip, correct?
A ritual. We do indeed. The Adventure Calendar. It is now time for Pocket 6. Pocket 5... Oh, I should run over and show you those, but headphones. Here's Pocket 6. It looks like it's part of it's a part of a two pocket spread.
It's like a cave.
A cave with a light. There's a young dwarf who's trying to carry on the light of the dragon the great worm who used to defend the dwarves, but then was killed by, I don't know, jerks. But last week's was a matchbox. Or the last pocket was a matchbox, which was very cool. Ooh, interesting smell. This is another old favorite. It is Dungeon Depths.
Ah, very nice.
A Dungeon Depths tea light. A very...
Oh yeah, that smells better than my face made it seem a second ago, or just the wrapper guy.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to actually bring over... I'll actually be right back. Sorry, I'm going to be out of headphone range.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll explain this for a second. Yeah, just in case people aren't familiar, Dungeon Depths and these sort of names like that, Cantrip Candles is a company that makes candles that smell like locations. The idea is it's sort of like bringing extra sense into when you play your game. So thus they are in a cave, in a cavern. The Dungeon Depths would sort of mimic that.
Do you want to light it?
And how would you light it? Right.
So here is the Guard the Flame.
Oh,
it has
very
a little
nice.
quote from the stuff. It sounds like a thing. Guard the flame, remember, it will burn, be a beacon for good, and to the mountain return, etc., etc. This was also one of the images on the thing, but we'll go ahead and light ourselves some Dungeon Depths on fire.
Oh,
Lovely.
I can light my candle.
Uh-oh.
Help us.
Or are you
Blow
just
it
gonna...
out. You don't have to. Okay.
I don't blow it out.
I don't want it to be a fire hazard.
And then I just hold it like this, like a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, real cool. Actually, are you okay? Did it hit you in the face? Yeah, she's down there. Just take the hot
I
part.
don't have anything to light.
You know, guys, if you're wondering if this is live, the answer is no. We work a long time and script this.
This is actually one I made at Cantrip Candles in one of their candle classes.
Ooh.
It is called Hutta Town Cantina. I actually made this scent to smell.
Is that
like
a 2-wick situation?
It is, yes. And the larger ones are 2 wicks.
2-week situation. Yeah, he custom made that for this game.
Yeah, for this game, so it smells like... I was like, oh, I want to smell like I'm in a cantina. So it smells like oil slicks and alcohol and like burning firewood.
That's awesome.
It's the reason so many of my games are so many of the other games I do on this channel, other streams, are always at baseball games, is because I get only Yankee candles.
Nope.
Nope. Boo.
We're gonna shut that down.
It's guys, it's
Gonna have
been
to
a good
veto
run.
that one, Chief.
You know what? That killed in New York. I said that on the mean. I said that at the
Did you?
what's the famous one? The comedy, the
Cellar?
Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store,
Cellar.
the Comedy Cell. Yeah, I said it there, and they applauded.
You know, it is like, you know, for the moment we're at, for the wheels to come off, that seems appropriate. We've held it together this long.
It's debatable.
Well, as a reminder, previously on this game, we had our group, now legally bound to be known as Murdenki and the Crystal Toasters, until...
Legally. Define legally.
You will be taken to court.
I mean, to be fair, you really have just a verbal agreement with only witnesses in the band as the witnesses to the agreement, so it could be disputed later, but for the time being, we are Murdenki and the Crystal Toasters. Had journeyed from Nar Shaddaa, stepping out of their contract to the Huts, to go take a job offer over on Ryloth in the town of Kaladin for one Moth Zog, who want to celebrate the coronation of his assuming control and congregating the last bits of the remaining forces of the First Order, reforming them into the Prime Order. And during the opening week day ceremonies for the week of celebrations, and our group is performing, an explosion went off, an orbital bombardment commenced, and we revealed a star destroyer in orbit, and pandemonium began to erupt around the city. Buildings burst into flame. There was clashes in the street, and our group decided it was best to leave, but not without first getting some stuff. They were requested by one Mika Krat, whose accent shifted when making this request, that they acquire a stealth module that would guarantee them safety. And if they were to get this module, that there would be a contact that they could meet on the other side of the blockade somewhere of their choosing. Or they can just they can try to make a run at it, and they'd just be on their own. There was no compelling to do it. But Neela and Murdenki, as the sneakiest and best liar of the group, took the disguise Mika left and all the belongings that were left behind for all of them, including some packages that seemed to have been left by Vertrizu, and made their way to the Black Star. And in the melee and the sort of chaos erupting there of them scrambling to deal with the unrest in the streets, managed to slip into a vault and slip out with a stealth module and 500,000 standard galactic credits.
Am I still dressed like TK6075?
No, you threw your stuff out the windows of the speeder on the
did
way
do
back.
That was
so that you wouldn't show up dressed in front of the other stormtroopers.
That did happen. I do recall that.
You're just driving in just up
regretting
above.
throwing it away. I wish I had kept it just for souvenir's sake. One day it'll be hanging in a museum.
It's true, and like the Hall of Fame, the Galactic Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And once it gathered all together, you Murdenki at the wheel or the helm of the whaler began to pilot it out, and as you kind of arose the whaler into low orbit in Ryloth, you were able to see above you the Venator-class Star Destroyer that appears to be owned and commanded by one Gracchus the Hutt. A fleet assembled, and also a several squadrons of Guavian Death Gang fighters. You're fine, Philip. You're fine.
I'm gonna need him at some point.
Sorry, everyone. I did not give our LGI coordinator the shot list before shoot, so kind of doing it on the fly here. So our graphics may not be as great as they usually are.
LGI is the funniest term to me.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And that is sort of where we pick up. At this moment, Merdenki is at the helm, Chance and Motet by his side, co-piloting, Ven and Rosk at the shield generator interface, and Neela Fox rolling around in the 500,000 credits that she promptly dumped on the ground when they made it back safely.
And I'm also debating out loud about legally binding naming contracts. Because I think she's a little drunk on money.
Well,
No, you keep steering this ship.
Neela, you didn't melt down any credits and inhale them, did you? That would be... I don't advise that. I know that metal is natural, but that's a bad...
Why are you giving her ideas?
No, I'm hopeful. Okay, well, yeah, it's all right then.
And as you're hovering here in low orbit, Merdenki, you're low enough and still close enough to the planet that you're not really worried about being, not necessarily detected, but molested in any way by these ships from space. Your scanners do detect like a surge of energy from below you. And sort of looking through the transparisteel, you can see that some sort of shield generator has been activated, and it seems like it has blocked off whatever entry ports there were to Caladine, and you can actually see it's like sort of even sealed off the like hole that was created by the orbital barrage. So presumably whatever conflict is locked in there, we are now in a Thunderdome scenario where only a few may leave.
So in other words, a bunch of people are locked in there with a very angry Tipgala Wumfofe?
Yeah. A Tipgala who has stayed to fight for her home, and who is just ready to drink and punch her way to victory.
Oh, that's going to be those poor bastards.
They won't even know what hit them.
It's very possible Tipgala was the one that activated the shield generator to trap everyone in the city with her.
Well, that's...
A real Rorschach moment.
She just ascends to like the top of the amphitheater, says into the microphone that I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me.
Exactly, yeah.
The Prime Order is afraid of me. It's seen my true face.
Okay, well...
So, now I ask you all, how would you like to go about this?
Oh, God.
So, Merdenki, what you do know about as far as how this stuff has been rigged in is that Venin has rigged your shield generators to give them a boost, and also has installed the stealth field generator module into that interface. So basically, it's tied to your shields.
I have a question for the Living Force.
Yes.
Are we capable of expending force points to prevent deteriorating conditions on our vessels as well as our persons? An idea that literally just came to me right now.
That's an interesting... I would say Merdenki is capable of that. As having a specialization in the ship, I would allow Merdenki to do that.
I like this. I think it's logical.
In lieu of having the defensive piloting facet, I would allow someone who is specialized in their specific vessel to do so.
Yeah. And the defensive one just lets you cancel even more, so it all... we'll go with that. I mean, for other games. Obviously, that's what's happening here. You know what I'm saying. Okay, Merdenki, how's it looking there, friend?
It's looking.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be checking out, like, how likely do I think this is to, like, succeed in at all? Like, are we just super fucked regardless of the stealth thing? Or...
No, I mean, like in theory, if the stealth generator works, you should be able to to sneak on by, right? Like
who would know the most about using the stealth generator? Like, how does that?
It's Well, Neela, Venin has already tried to install it because she is, people
that's right.
People have
That's
many
right.
layers to them. People have interesting things, and one thing you may not know about Venin is that she's literally a genius when it comes to shield technology.
That is true. But Murdenki, I would say just with no roll required, you understand that it just shields up attempting to make a just barreling through here, even as nimble as you are, even if you manage to somehow avoid the getting blown up by the Star Destroyer or its tractor beam, that there's a lot of fighter pilots and such that may pursue you, right?
Right.
So the best thing to do would just, is if you can sneak past them, because you are not in like a blockade runner. Right,
That's what they're for.
This is exactly what they're for.
It's that in the name.
Yeah. So that if you kind of get locked in, like if you're trying to get through this fleet or something like that, and they see you and stuff like that, it's not going to end well for you. Your best bet is to get through as quickly and quietly as possible, would be your estimation, I think, without any sort of roll required. If you want something more specific, we can kind of get into that. But I'd say, given your knowledge of your ship, and what the force, the amount of force you see opposing it, that would be your just immediate instinct.
Okay.
Can I give Murdenki some encouragement by saying, friend, when we get out of this, I'm gonna make you the loamiest swamp cuisine high-end meal. You're gonna love it. So you focus and just know you got a good meal waiting.
You know, Niels, I was so focused right up until just now.
Huh?
Why did you have to say loamiest?
Something about that descriptor is really upsetting.
Bad. Especially since we had a loamy soup, and it seemed like it wasn't even loamy enough for her. She could go loamier?
Yeah, that's the real terrifying thing.
Loamier than that?
How loamy can you go?
It was loam. How can it be loamy? If we were it was effectively loam.
There's gradients of loaminess. There's a scale, like the Scoville.
Is there
scale
no like
for-
absolute zero of loam?
Scoville
like,
scale
absolute
for-
loam? Yeah.
Ultimate loam.
ultimate loam?
Ultra loam, uber loam, maximum over loam.
Those are all of the gradients. Yes.
Over loam.
Oh, okay.
Oh god. I don't want to consume any of that.
The omni loam.
You have descended.
Omnilome is when you've tasted it and you breathe it and you hear it.
And you're buried in it because you're you're being
You're
buried.
6 feet under in
Yes.
loam.
Loamy. Okay.
So,
Wilma,
I'm just trying to encourage you.
yes, and I will encourage you by saying just whatever systems you want me to activate, or just a co-pilot thing. So you just let me know.
yeah, I would
What
say
about
like
your
given Chanson's ability to pilot freighters and shuttles of a general nature, that he can basically give you a bonus to your whaler roll.
Oh, great.
Awesome. So I have 2
and-
bonuses now.
And does, I forget, from Smuggler's Reverse, or maybe in the meantime, does the whaler have any weapons systems?
God, I don't know.
I
Probably
don't
minimal.
imagine so, right?
No, I
I
think
don't think
probably
we-
like the bare minimum.
it would probably be just like the standard blasters, the sort of lowest, not lowest, but lowest.
Well, yeah, and then yes, in the interim, if you would have upgraded those
Loamiest?
at all. But I think maybe that's perhaps Neela, if you want to take up a spot somewhere outside of the cockpit, that might be a viable place for you.
All
Or
right.
you can, or if you want to hang out near Venom, who's going to try to
Wait.
fix any problems. that
Yeah,
arise.
maybe you could go sing Venin her work song, because I'm apparently,
yeah.
what was the word she used? Trash at it, is what she said to me.
I'm gonna go sing Ven in her work song and play my little mini portable dulcimer that I carry with me at all times.
Your pocket dulcimer.
My pocket dulcimer, yeah.
All right, what am I rolling?
Okay, so we're just going to make this a we'll make this the whaler roll. As a
With
general,
an
like,
extra bonus?
An extra bonus to
Extra bonus.
pilot it and as part of basically activating these systems and getting everything kind of balanced.
All right, baby. Wail for me one more time. I'm gonna use a force point to re-roll this because it was a normal success, which I want better than.
I like better.
That
Sounds
is
good.
a lot better. That is a 10, which is an extreme success.
All right. Excellent. All right, with an extreme success, you begin to sort of, as you've sort of been moving across the low orbit of the planet, you begin to sort of arc it upwards towards space. And so you begin to activate your shield, and you notice that like it is drawing much more power than normal to power this stealth. So you've sort of had to divert a lot of the remaining power of the ship to it, so that basically now the weapon systems are probably not functioning, and you've probably your engines are probably at low power in order to. So you won't necessarily be the fastest or most maneuverable, but in diverting all that power to these shields and the shield generator, you do at this moment appear to be entirely cloaked as far as you can tell.
Well, we'll know for sure if they shoot us out of the sky and I push us forward toward the blockade.
Just fly casual. Go quick, but don't look like you're trying to. Never mind. Hey, everyone's the one who loves that sort of Corellian criminal so much. I'm not the one who thinks that. I'm not the one who idolizes that man.
You know a whole lot of his lines for someone who
Yeah,
doesn't
I do
idolize.
because you can't avoid it. It's all people say. People are always like every single. Oh my god, do you understand, Madanki? Like when you're just in any sort of picturesque area, there's some you hear some just absolute meathead idiot just saying "I know" to some woman he's dating. Like the guy said to the lady that time. The queen? What that? Yeah. The general queen, She just died. Everyone's
I think
sad.
she was a princess.
Wasn't she a queen eventually? Okay.
I don't actually know.
Oh.
Didn't the place she was queen of explode?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. The queen died, so she just
Alderaan.
stayed. Yeah.
I lived on
I'm-
Alderaan before it exploded,
Shh.
but also I had a really bad trip there, so it kind of exploded. So I don't know if I'm just psychic or.
I would have to
Anyway,
say, Neela, how old are you again?
I'm very old,
Oh, okay.
extremely old,
Okay, that would
but very young for a Togruta.
fair enough.
So like 45 or I don't know what
Merdanki,
Togruta lifespans are.
As you are piloting this ship towards the fleet, towards the blockade, we are sort of approaching, we'll say, high altitude still within Ryloth's atmosphere. Please make a luck roll for me.
Me?
Yeah, you. Involves your ship, so it's you.
That is a hard success. 30.
Okay, cool. With a hard success, this is going to happen now and instead of later. So, you sort of start to feel some of power surges and spikings, flickering here, and you kind of get the sense that some of your systems are overloading. Venin, you are now noticing spikes across the board on the shield generator and stealth module. Please first, for me, to determine this, make a personal shield tech roll for me, but with the 2 bonuses instead of the 4, since it is still referring to the ship. This is not...
Would it help if I sang harder the work song?
It might in a second, Neela.
Success.
Extreme.
Extreme success.
Extreme
Okay.
success.
Yeah. 8.
So you can basically tell that what's happening is like the power from the ship is not enough to power this module, and it's like fluctuating in a way where it is like kind of trying to move in a circuit around the ship, but because of that, it is sort of flickering in and out of stealth. But given what you have learned over the last 2 days, you recognize that it is the timing in which it is flickering is a standard 4/4 beat.
I know this.
And if you remember that you wired everything into your grav tam because that was where your kyber crystal is, or the shield tech.
I did do
So
that.
you think that if you ride the power fluctuations, you would be able to keep a steady power to maintain a full stealth build.
And if I plug the green thing into the blinky thing and my grav tambourine, cross it over with this like little ugly piece here,
That seems correct.
I think ooh, Neela, can I go ahead and do this, or do I need to ask somebody's permission?
No, you should just do it. And I'm playing the dulcimer now in time with that 4/4
Oh,
beat.
thank God it's in time with the 4/4. It's part of the problem. My work song was always a waltz.
So then, please make for me, Venom, a grav tambourine roll with, we'll say, with 3 bonuses. With the assistance of Neela sort of helping guide you.
So that's her normal standard one.
Her normal,
and
one more because it's involving the shield tech, and then one more because Neela is assisting.
Alright, so you get
This.
yes, and you can always re-roll these unless you somehow
I'm
roll
really
4
hitting
fumbles.
the downbeats really hard.
That
on
being
the
said,
dulcimer.
she rolls a fumble on 96 or higher. So.
I'm hearing cha-cha in my head, and it's very distracting.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna try and do what I can.
Okay. So here's the thing. That is a 100, but you never on this. It never goes. So it's a 30. So it's a success. But if you want to, you can spend a force point and roll again. If it doesn't force a fumble.
It doesn't force you to
Yeah,
take the fumble.
Yeah. So you did roll. You rolled. So this would have been this. If this was a 1, this would be great. So why don't you re-roll that with a force point, or keep the normal success? I'm sorry, I'm not even there.
I'm
Use up our force points today.
yeah, I think you're right, and like definitely no one else is right, but I think you
Hey,
are, Neela. And
I have an idea. You should use your force points.
Neela, you're very smart. That would be Pierce, is there a force point thing where or a luck?
So what did you roll? What's the number
I
that
would
you rolled?
like to use 1 luck point to make it an extreme success.
Excellent. Yeah. So just mark off 1 luck, and so yeah. So you rolled a 9. Okay. So yes, with an 8, you have rolled an extreme success, and yes, you begin matching what Neela is doing. Neela is singing a working song to you about how you're working so good, you're working so hard, and you just sort of, and something about being in tune with the power and the vibrations of the shield sort of helps you hold this beat. And Merdenki, you up piloting the ship, suddenly see all the power fluctuations cease and stabilize. And in fact, you now have full power to everything, to the engines, as Venom keeps perfect time with the fluctuations, she starts to power the ship with the kyber crystal.
I'm gonna punch it then if we can get through this faster.
Absolutely. And you start to punch it, and as you enter out of the atmosphere into space through the transparisteel, You don't see any immediate reaction from any of the fleet.
Okay.
And the emptiest space you determine, Merdenki, is to fly, and perhaps with your just trademarked arrogance, that the moment something goes good, it can't possibly fail, is to fly underneath the Star Destroyer. As the
As
clearest
we
path
do
back.
that, I will be holding a middle finger up at the Star Destroyer the entire way past.
Wait, it's gotta be. I don't care. Can you hold it closer to the camera by any chance?
There you go.
I think I'm writing a new song for us called Punch It.
And you fly underneath the Star Destroyer, undetected. And you get beyond the fleet. And it's up to you, Merdenki. No one seems to have noticed you. You don't looking around, checking your scanners. You don't see any ships breaking off towards you. It's up to you how far you want to get away before you... I will say, free with your knowledge of the whaler, you feel like maybe activating the hyperdrive while all this is going on may be risky. You may have to shut these down and then hit hyperspace.
I'm gonna wait like a good while.
Sure.
Like a good, like until they're pretty small, like in our viewport.
Hey, I have an idea. We should try to get away from them. Do that, Merdenki and the Crystal Toasters. See, I said
So,
it.
where are we going now? Are we going to give the stealth generator to?
We have this transponder she gave us.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go anywhere you want, right? You do have a beacon that you can sort of turn on where Mika Krat told you that a contact would come to collect the module and to pay you the agreed upon sum for your original contract. However, whilst you are flying away and taking your time, Venom, you are still tambourining away. And given the amount of concentration and energy that you're commanding here, would you please make an endurance roll for me?
It's the top of the middle one.
Success? Fine. It is not like an incredibly difficult thing to do. We just have to make sure you didn't get a little too tired and slip up, but you're managing, focused, keeping this beat like the grab tambourine player you've always meant to be.
It grew up so fast.
And I would say probably at this point you've passed far enough that you're sort of hidden by... You feel safe enough, Merdenki, behind sort of in the shadow of one of Ryloth's moons here.
All right, I will decloak then.
Yeah, and you can feel once you see the energy power down, then you get the sense you kind of intuit that with the shield generators down and such like that, you don't necessarily need to keep. You can keep playing if you like to.
What is
but it's
my
not
best
necessary.
show?
The show you gave to the stadium was pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
So there is a moment here where you feel like it's safe enough if you need to debate where you want to do. You do feel like in the shadow of this moon you have a moment, unless, Merdenki, you just want to punch it and get somewhere far away where you can then have that discussion.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna jump to the next system, just in case.
The next system from Ryloth. Well, okay. I would assume you don't want to go because the next system to the galactic north would be Hut Space. I assume you're going to want to avoid that.
Understandably, I will be avoiding Hut Space
Sure.
in the foreseeable future.
Excellent. We'll just do it this way. We'll just say you get in hyperspace, and when with a flicker of pseudo motion, you appear above Tatooine because
We have to.
Tatooine has to appear at some point. You're just orbiting Tatooine.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we're smack dab in the middle of nowhere, so we've got some time to talk. We're lighting the beacon up, right? We're gonna go give him the thing, get the money.
Yes. I'm going to make a comment now. That we're in orbit around Tatooine. One question. As we go, did a TIE fighter explode by any chance?
Absolutely. There was a skirmish between the Gavian Death Gang, and they shot down a TIE fighter.
Because I didn't finish this huge TIE fighter in time, so we'll just say as like a panel goes like, and then
Oh my god.
was given a giant TIE fighter and not enough time to build it.
But having escaped that carnage, that TIE fighter carnage, and made it safely into the space above Tatooine, you have a moment to discuss this about whether or not you wish to just vanish to the winds, you wish to light up this beacon and wait.
So, here's what I'll say about this beacon. This stealth generator technology seems, yes, much simpler to use than a cloaking device. Standard cloaking device, it seems, can be installed directly on any vessel, so that's very impressive. Clearly, this is an extremely valuable piece of technology. I definitely don't want to take this and try to keep this, because people will be after it. But as for this whole us getting more reward from these individuals, part of me wonders if we should activate the beacon on some spot in the dunes, leave the device with it, and then get away without... I don't know who these people are. Whenever someone's accent changes, I feel like that's like a bad vibe.
I was gonna say, it's so cool when people can change their accents.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good skill, and I'm not saying that people who like make their living sort of doing different accents, they're good people. I'm simply saying...
It'd be really rude of you to insinuate that.
What I'm saying is that someone, when things are serious, and like they've been talking to you one way, suddenly reveals that they talk another way, then I think we all must agree that we should say, oh no, we've been wrong, we've been lied to. How could we trust this person? They've been lying to us. And especially when they say, but now I'm telling the truth. No.
Okay, I understand.
You guys
your
heard
point.
that too? You heard that too? I thought I was making it up in my trip.
Oh, no,
What, the accent change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that happened.
Did you hear it, Venom?
What?
Okay. Yeah. Venom. Yeah. Alpha Venom.
So,
yeah.
I understand your argument, Chance.
You're going to say,
do,
but money.
however-
Is that my understanding?
But money.
That was verbatim what I was about to say.
But money. Butt money.
So,
Butt money for cute
but
butts.
money. I'm just saying.
I understand.
We are all a little low on
Call
funds.
her up. I dive for the beacon and go to activate it.
Okay, great. Cool. So that... Wonderful. Thanks, Neela. Well, let's see.
It has a cool light if you stare at it long enough.
There's Mos Espa and Mos Eisley. And I will say that they say about Mos Eisley, you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I bet I could find one.
I think wherever we go, such a wretched hive goes with us.
The real wretched hive was the friends we made along the way.
Okay, I'm going to take a hydro spanner and hit myself in the head with it.
Chanson, I think you should stare in the mirror every morning when you wake up and say more positive things. About yourself.
I'm incapable of that much deception, Neela.
That's
I could always give you lessons.
I'm sure that when you look in the mirror, or when you look into the stuffed face there on your lap, that you do say some very encouraging things to yourself.
I only speak the truth.
Okay, well...
I don't look in mirrors because when I do, there's 1,000 of me.
Okay.
Okay, so is your plan to...
She's already activated the beacon.
The beacon has been activated.
Yes.
And you do see that there is just basically a
Another
flashing
hand.
light that is indicated that it is activated. But it is sort of just like other than that, it is sort of like a rounded triangular object. Is the plan to sort of wait in space, to go down somewhere on Tatooine and wait, or go somewhere else now that you've made that decision?
I say we land in Tatooine. I mean, it seems like a...
That's a lot of sand down there.
It's also a very hut. Well, actually, is it still a hut-friendly area?
At this point, I don't think the huts are not in control of Tatooine at this period of time.
All right.
It is sort of in flux.
Don't the Pikes have a presence there?
The Pikes do not have a presence here on Tatooine anymore.
Uh-huh.
It is currently independently controlled.
Well, that is less upsetting that is more encouraging for heading down. But if we'd rather wait in space, we can wait in space. I'm having so much fun with all of you here, so yeah.
That's nice of you to say, Chance. I think we should land, though. I don't want to be,
Okay.
destroyed in space. I'd rather die with my feet on ground if they do betray us,
On the sand, sure.
Ooh, we can bury ourselves in the sand and do that thing where you lay down and it looks like you're all the way under, but it's really you're just laying down your heads like this,
I
So-
do know what you're talking about, yeah.
I suppose.
There is an option here for you, Merdenki. There are two major port cities you could land in on Tatooine. One being Mos Eisley, one being Mos Espa. However, as a jizz whaler, perhaps there is something to going to the Mos Eisley Cantina, where Mad About Me first became famous. Not sure. Whatever you want to do, though.
Every time you say jizz whaler, it throws me. I'll be honest.
That is the full name of this ship, too. The Jizz Whaler.
But you're the pilot, so. But those are your two noted ports. I mean, you can also just land in the middle of the dunes if you want.
Mur's been to the canteen. It's a tourist trap, It's all the people think it's all that. It's just another place.
You're right. There are Figrin Dawn masks sold there now.
Yeah, it's awful. Anyways, let's go to Mos Espa. Here it's nice this time of year. That's a lie. It's never nice there.
No, I feel like such an obvious ending for this little adventure we've been on. It's being missed. There's been... Didn't you buy his clue horn? Also...
Yeah, it was a good instrument.
I don't know. Couldn't one consider our adventures to be like a more wretched hive?
Oh my god. Fine.
I mean, if you want to go to Mos Espa, if you want to go to Mos Espa, we can go relive all those fun moments from the Book of Boba Fett, everyone's favorite Star Wars show. That's fine.
To be fair, I believe also Mos Espa, it was in Phantom Menace.
That's true, but is it Boonta Eve? Shall I make a luck roll?
Sure, make a luck roll. Let's see.
I do get a bonus on these. A success, but nothing special.
No, I mean, we are at basically, we'll call it like a harvest festival period of time. For the harvesting of the black melons from the desert. But it is not the Boonta Eve Classic, no.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've only really been to Mos Espa when the Boonta Eve was on. I don't really want to see it when it's on the off season, so Mos Eisley it is.
It's like Vegas during the day.
Yeah. I think we just go to Chalmers. Just lean into it.
Yeah. All right. Then, without incident, you are an experienced enough pilot, Merdenki. You can land the whaler at the in Mos Eisley.
Oh, in one of those ones with the open top.
Absolutely, absolutely. The open top. You land in, and okay, and a human, a human woman is sort of greeting you there, just sort of. So, do you need anything work done on the ship? Any or you just docking?
I just need a parking space.
Ooh, and I need someone to hem my pants. I ripped my new jeans.
That's not what her responsibilities will be.
That's not something I'm going to be able to help you out with.
We can find a tailor here in Mos Eisley.
We might have to speak to
You
someone
can
about
try.
it.
Okay, that's fair. Speak to
You
whoever
better
you
lock
want.
this whaler up good, because I'm leaving these 500,000 here.
Okay, Mila. Oh boy, did this woman just hear that?
Make a
No, I
luck roll
didn't.
for me. Chance.
I didn't say it out loud for her to hear.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
she might have heard it. I'm making a luck roll, or no?
Okay.
Go ahead and make a luck roll for me, Chance. You're pretty. Hard success. That's fine. Basically, this transpired as Mudenki is paying her the 200 credits to dock for the day. You have this conversation about locking up the ship and stuff for the 500 credits, unheard, unknowns. And as you as you make your way around the street, it is very easy to find the cantina. It now has a much more notable sign on it. There is basically a silhouette of Figuring Down in the modal nodes above the marquee, above the entrance, with a severed arm underneath them.
Oh boy.
And
Just roll with it, Chanson.
You wanted to come here, Chance.
No, it's fine. Hey, anything for it not to be about Corellia is my whole thing. It's so cool to see a theme restaurant that's not Corellia. Also, in fairness to this place, it used to be legit, so it's fine. No, it's old-fashioned.
You're not against it having sold out?
I'm not. Everything sells out. God. I feel like we've done a lot and no one really understands me at all. Genuinely no one knows where I am. All right.
I mean, I assume you've also brought the beacon with you.
Yeah, we have the beacon and we have it's small, right? The
module fits in the Camtona, so.
We have the Camtona.
Yeah. And, you make your way there, no issue. It's sort of, at this point, it's midday-ish, so it's not particularly busy inside the cantina that is now run by a droid. But there is and in keeping that it is run by a droid, there's now a droid band wearing Bith masks, playing basically pre-recorded tracks of Figuring Down in the Mold Note. So when you enter in, Mad About Me is indeed playing.
All right.
I hate this place.
But yeah, there's
Very
a
fucking to have droids playing pre-recorded songs.
God, it's really a bummer that if Tipgala were here, we could sing some Tatooine blues, which maybe some people around here would like.
Gala's risking her life for her planet, and we're doing nothing.
No, we're making smart decisions. Tipgala's having morals. It's a problem. Wish her well, but the problem is, don't you remember how weird it was when the one song Tipgala said you'd have to pay me for was the Tatooine Blues? Remember that?
Like, is it an irony? Like a discussion about irony?
Sure. Yeah. I'm just. I don't know. I'm just saying some things. I don't care.
Let's see if they have blue milk here.
They definitely have blue milk here.
Yeah. So you approach the bar, and
I go up to the bar and I'm like, "Have you ever heard of blue milk?"
One blue milk, and just
You
puts a
know
blue
it.
milk. Puts a blue milk.
Oh, this is what a delightful place.
You want anything else?
Do you guys want anything?
Sure, blue milk's all around.
All right.
I'm okay.
Make mine a double then.
4 blue milks.
Then there's like 1 cup, 2 cup, and then like a big gulp
There we go.
of for Chanson.
Thank you.
Blue milks. You give credits now.
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
Let's find one of those cubby booths and sit there until they come for us.
Are there any like scoundrels in here, or is it really all just
Yeah, I was
tourists
gonna
now?
say, do I sense any danger in here?
Tell you what. Make an echolocation roll for me.
Oh God, I think my echo location. Where is it? Where is it?
It's at the top of your sense talents.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I'm gonna spend a force point to re-roll because I rolled a 99. Okay, that's better. Hard success.
Excellent. So, it is fairly empty, but you do with your echolocation, sort of like in a more shadowed area, hard to see with the naked eye. You can kind of pick up that there seems to be what might be some smugglers or scoundrel types in some sort of card game scenario.
But they're not paying attention to our entrance, are
No,
they?
they seem to they just seem to be like very much engaged in their game of sabacc. But you're able to like get out a cubby and such. And if there's anything you want to do or talk about, we can, or if not, we can just fast forward in time a little bit.
I'll position my drink so that Venom can put sucking fingers into it. as
Well, it's
needed.
not fun if you put it near me, okay?
She loves a challenge.
She just wants to earn things, Jansen.
I genuinely don't think that is an accurate description of Venom Rosk.
One of those guys up there playing is really cute.
Cool.
How's the butt?
It's kind of like straight and flat.
Because he's sitting down.
I think it's because it's metal.
Oh, you were talking about the droid. Okay.
Yeah.
So cute.
I will say, like, not too long. We'll say it's probably takes less than 2 hours. And then a figure walks into the cantina and begins to sort of scan. And you, those of you with your passive look skills, like I believe it's going to be just Neela and Chanson.
Yeah.
As the highest passive looks there.
Oh, mine's really high. Jeez.
Yeah. A Rhodian enters. And Jensen, you recognize this Rhodian. This is Rusk, which is Nico's son's assistant.
Great.
And he sort of he sort of scans and sort of sees you and locks eyes with you, and sort of gives you a nod. All right, and then he walks out the front door, and momentarily, and a moment later, returns with Nicholson. And they both walk over to your booth, and Nicholson says, "Is this seat taken?"
Hi.
Hi,
Look.
thanks.
Yes, I see who.
But look who it is.
Hello, Nico's son.
Hello, Jansen. Seems like you all have blue milks. Would you like some refills, some top-offs?
No, I think we're all right.
All right. And he and Rusk sit down at the table. Well, got your call. Do you have the item?
We do.
Very good. Very good then. Everything went as she said it would.
Apparently. I
Hey,
mean,
why did you change her accent?
Oh, she...
Is that just something she does, or was that like because she was putting
Well,
on an act, or is that
Can
like
you,
a tick?
could you describe this accent for me?
Neela describes the accent change, but she's terrible at accents, so it sounds the same. You guys get it, right? Did I capture it? It was...
No,
no, not particularly. No.
can't say you did.
Well, Mika Krat is a bit of a cover for her. So it sounds like to me that she let you hear her real voice. Which makes sense if she was trying to convince you to do what it appears you've done.
I mean, I suppose so. It's in the Cantono. There's, I don't know, pikes and huts, and it was a lot.
Indeed. It was quite a lot.
We're just
But that was all
musicians.
part of
We're
the
just
plan.
trying to have a creative time. We're trying to uplift other creatures and beings through music, and then we got involved with all of this. And also, we would like to be more rich than we are.
Well, don't worry, Neela. That'll be arranged.
It's a good day. I'm gonna have a mushroom. I haven't had a mushroom in forever.
Yeah, you actually, honestly, you probably.
It's been like a day.
You should
It's been almost
probably-
a solid day.
You know what? You should have two, but you should have.
I think that shows you that mushrooms aren't addictive because I haven't had one in a whole day.
No, they're not addictive. That's you told me natural, not addictive. You were very
I
specific.
know, but I
No,
feel like
the amount you take is all you.
I'm going to
There's
give
no
you.
addiction there
But
at all.
Neela, here's what I think. I think you should take. You should take two, but don't take two of the normal ones. You should take these two that are milder. I think together that would be a good easing back into your generally altered state.
I'm gonna volunteer for a galactic study on Chanson's mushrooms on the effects onto Grudas.
Neela, don't you remember that's how we met?
Her mind is blown.
I think Neela Fox just time traveled.
Neela goes back to
She
that.
just checks out. She's just...
So, well, and he takes the Camtono. He just sort of opens it and takes a look inside. Well, that appears to be what we are after. And this would be for you. And Risk puts another Camtono down. Did you have a good time, Tinks?
Yeah, Uncle, you're not here just to see me?
In a way, yes. But there's
But in
more to it than
other
this.
ways, no?
In other ways, no. There's more to it than just seeing you, though I'm very happy that you're here and alive. But I knew that Chance wouldn't let any harm come to you.
Well, and I also didn't let harm come to me. You should know.
That's true. She was instrumental in, as you probably suspected she would be, getting that. Because
Pun intended.
yeah.
Who are you, by the way? I don't know who you are.
My name is Nicole's son. I'm Tink's, Venon's uncle. Also, he is, so Venon is a Paladuvian. Nicole's son is a Zeltron. So he looks much more like a regular human, but
Right.
you know, like a reddish skin. And Chanson has worked for me on Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah. That is true.
And you can continue to do that, or you can go somewhere else. Although, if we want to discuss any particulars, perhaps we should
Oh.
leave the area and go somewhere maybe more private.
That's fine. We've been here for 2 hours waiting for you, so I'm a little bored.
No, he got here incredibly fast, all things considered.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did come from several systems.
Yeah.
Over.
I don't know if time is short or time is long.
Sometimes it's both, Neela.
Oh my god. These two mild ones are kicking in.
Well then,
Yeah, there would be.
I'm certain you may have questions. Maybe you don't. Maybe you all just want to go on your way. But you're welcome to. You have your
I want to
credits.
know everything.
Well,
I
right
just want
now,
my money.
she especially wants to know everything right now. It's in her. I suppose a question I would have is, why is it not important you're doing what you're doing? What is the degree of permanent blowback for these individuals from the huts at this time? Are they wanted? Are Mer and Neela?
It seems like a lot of trouble to go through for some musicians and skip out on.
Oh, you were all just the excuse.
Yeah, it was an excuse.
Gracchus is... The huts have some issues with the Pikes, and Gracchus in particular, you may have noticed in that he really wanted to get Figrin Dan to play, just as a way to show that he doesn't lose things like Jabba did. And then when you went missing, and it seemed that you were in Pike's territory, well, that was just an excuse for him to attempt to go claim something he's wanted anyway. The Ryloth spice trade is sort of the most important, the most up for grabs supply at the moment.
Dare
But
I ask how this all benefits you?
for that, we may need to go somewhere a little more private if you want to follow me.
I suppose we'll follow you. That's fine.
Why not?
Alright, well, we'll sort of tip the droid. I'll take a look around this cantina and just kind of... this place is pretty sad now. It's almost like people can't let go of something that happened so long ago. It's like rather than exploring this whole galaxy, they just keep, Yeah, that's fine.
And you make your way out of the cantina and down the unpaved, sandy streets of Tatooine.
Not muddy.
Not muddy.
That is
Not
plus,
muddy.
yeah.
Easy enough for a droid
Dusty.
to wheel along. The hard-packed sand.
Yeah.
And into another hangar where there is a Corellian YT freighter sitting there.
Wait, what kind?
It is
1300?
like, yes, it is not the Millennium Falcon, but it is the same model as such.
Hold on.
Which one? Which one does the LG? We don't have the budget for the full one. We don't have the budget for the big one.
There we go.
I didn't bring over.
We started debating, and then I just said you were debating it, and we didn't have the budget for the big one.
It's true.
We blew it all on the escape sequence.
Well, it costs us $2 million for every second it's on.
Sometimes it's LGI, sometimes it's MMGI.
Yeah.
Running out of places to put missions.
It's okay. I think we're probably. I mean, we'll see. I don't imagine there'll be more. But you go aboard and kind of sit down in the sort of relaxing area. So to answer your question, there is a lot of uncertainty in the galaxy right now. And there are certain power dynamics at play. There's no unifying force at play. And so at this moment, a lot of those fledgling powers are coming to a head against each other. Maybe answer some questions. And now there is hopefully not a prolonged conflict, but a war that will maybe weaken some more unsavory elements. And I don't imagine that the night that this war will be very long. But I'm sure the day that comes after it. And he sort of looks at you, Chanson, will bring with it a crimson dawn.
Can I roll to see if I know what that means?
Sure. I think it's miscellany. I think would be the most reasonable thing for you.
I mean, jeez. That's, I've got miscellany. Hey, you know what? This is the first non-luck roll I've made tonight. So, I'm going to throw... You know what? I'm going to burn 3 force points. So that I can roll d6s. And have a bonus.
Oh.
Cool. 59. I failed. I was 5. I rolled 2 5s and a 9. My score at this is 55. I'll spend 4 luck to just get to a success.
Do you want to just not re-roll? You can spend 1 to just re-roll.
No, because it's fine. I'll just get a success. It's fine.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
With a regular success, you know that the Crimson Dawn was an organization, and that it previously had been a sort of criminal syndicate that had fallen out of favor and disappeared, and has not been seen or heard from for I think at this point 2 decades.
Probably perhaps even longer than that, because we're currently reading the final of 3 miniseries about the fate of Kira and Crimson Dawn, so
There you go.
it's in flux. It's that Hidden Empire issue 1 literally came out on Wednesday. It was cool.
There you go.
Liked it a lot. Well, in that case, Jansen will just kind of nod like okay, because he knows what that is.
Yeah. But
all right.
to answer your more pressing question, Jansen, no, there won't be any. If you don't go into hut space, if you don't go get up and deal with Gracchus, as far as he's concerned, you all are gone, disappeared. Not of his concern. And I know, Merdenki, you like your fame, so we're gonna. By the time Gracchus is back on Nar Shaddaa, any records of your contracts will be marked completed.
How about my money with the banking clan?
So that'll take a little time, but it'll be able to be sorted out.
Also, don't you have...
Sounds good to me.
Do you have more money than all of this money? Between what's on the ship and this?
I don't think you understand the kind of gig I pulled.
That's fine. I mean, I get it. I'm just saying. I mean, okay. It's... God. Eat the...
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
Eat the rich glimvids is what a Whiffid would say. Whatever.
But as for you, Chanson, and you, Tinks, I hope you don't begrudge me any of this. You were sort of the best options I could send at this problem.
I was one of the best options?
Of course you were, Tinks.
I think you made him really proud.
Tinks, you have a unique ability that I knew would come into play. And Chanson, you might be, for better or worse, the smartest person I've ever met. And I knew that you would find a way to kind of get yourself through this situation. Now, see, but I also knew that once you saw the Prime Order and any sort of whiff of the situation of Pikes coming your way, that the smart thing to do would have been to leave. But I knew that Tinks wouldn't want to. And if she stayed, you'd have to stay.
I'm sorry, if you're explaining it to them, I'm here, but yes, please, I'm so sorry, keep walking them through it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I as soon as you walked in, I pretty much had it.
Okay, now do me.
The CG part was new, but, okay, yeah.
Well, Neela, admittedly, you were a little more of an add-in as part of the sort of the cover of the band going in there. I didn't know what your particular skill sets would bring, but it does, as I understand, have been sort of phenomenal, your ability to disappear into the background as you slide into maybe perhaps a different sort of perception of the world around you.
Also, my ruthless ability to not listen to any common sense from Chanson caused me to sneak back to get everything that you needed.
Yeah. I helped.
That's very true.
And Merdenki helped.
That's very true indeed.
And for that, his name precedes Crystal Toasters.
Oh, you're Merdenki.
By the way, I'm thinking of breaking up the band.
Well, you're thinking of breaking up the Crystal Toasters?
Trip if that's the case.
Well, I mean, you do have another band, is it not? Is that not true?
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah, and I imagine that some of their contracts will probably be wrapping up pretty soon, Merdenki.
Yeah, well, maybe those traders will come crying back to me.
Do you need a Chilean dulcimer player?
I mean, we don't have one of those.
Okay. You can say yes, you do need one.
Hold on a second. I'm going to roll something. Yeah, actually, we do.
Great, I'm in.
What the hell? Sure. Welcome.
I don't even know what you're talking about, and I'm going to go and play with you.
That's awesome. You'll love the rest of the band. They're great. Especially, Flag. Or, what was his name? Is that his name? I forgot his name. That's Jeremy asking.
Lag.
Lag, yeah.
Lag. The hoax. Mimi Ponini.
Oh, Mimi Panini. The pipes on Mimi Panini. Goodness gracious.
Oh, that feels bad.
Now, as I said, you're all welcome to. Again, we're very grateful for you bringing us this component. It is something that had it remained in the... You may have noticed it drew quite a bit of power. It is something that if it remained in the Prime Order's possession, it's a tool that probably could have made an entity sort of rise to power.
Yeah.
Oh.
One stone we really didn't look under, but now I am curious. Do you know why they had the anti-force lizards all over the place? You know anything about that? Was there like a force user in there?
That I can't be certain of, but I will say that with this stealth module, at its full capacity, it's almost imperceptible even to the naked eye looking directly at it, not let alone to also instruments that perhaps the only thing that could detect it would be a force user. I imagine. But as to if there was a force user there, or if they were employing force users or worried about them, or some sort of brewing conflict. That I don't know exactly. Mika might,
Sure.
but I don't have that exact information. But you're free to go. Also, Tinks, I thought you would enjoy getting off of Nar Shaddaa. There's a lot of galaxy to see. You've only ever seen it.
Uncle, would you mind, could I speak to you for a minute, away from Anson-che?
Oh, you did it right. Yeah, I mean, wait, what? Huh? This is weird language she's
You
speaking.
can be rude later.
Is that okay?
Sure, sure,
You could be
Tinks.
rude later.
Follow me into the
I
cockpit.
think he's rude all the time.
That is kind of his thing.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Venom will Eagleson will walk with you to cockpit and close the door so there's some privacy. What's the matter, Tinks?
Oh, nothing. Thank you for coming. I wish you could have seen me play. I was very good. Everyone said so. No one had to teach me anything. I just wanted to mention that, well, when we were at the cantina, I think you said something about, everyone going their own way, and maybe you might let Chanson out of his contract or whatever. And, well, I mean, I've never asked you for anything today, and I think if you let Chanson go, then he might go.
I mean, I imagine he might, yeah, Tinks. But you'd be free to go with him if you wanted to.
But maybe we could tell Chanson that he doesn't have a choice but to take me. You're right. We'll let him have free will. It'll be fine.
Tell you what, Tinks.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea that might work for that. I do need that module needs to go somewhere.
I was thinking it did.
And I think you can deliver it. And of course, I will need Chanson to send you along.
I mean, if you say so, I guess then I will do that. I will do that.
So, well, I guess, of course, Tinks. Anything for you.
Thank you, Uncle.
And he'll open the door. He's like, well, Chanson, I do have one more request of you.
Yeah, sure.
What?
Okay. So, Tinks here, and my sort of continuing sort of idea that she should explore the galaxy and see more beyond Nar Shaddaa. There's a final destination that this Camtono needs to go to. There is a particular shipyard, an Alsacan one, where this needs to be delivered. And Tinks, given the knowledge of having implemented it, someone should probably deliver it and sort of explain any sort of problems or anything like that. Obviously, I can't let Tinks go alone, so I'll need you to escort her there. But beyond that, after that, this may be the last thing that you need to do with my contract. After this, you're free. You can return to Nar Shaddaa if you want. And continue to make drugs, or you can find your own fortunes. Now that you all have 500,000 credits.
Well, I mean, yeah. Now that I have enough money, I can finally be an unsuccessful artist. Yeah. Can finally. All right. Well.
So annoying, right?
I'm sorry to impose on you, Chanson.
No, it's fine.
Tinks really didn't think I should hold you on for one last job, but I can't in good faith let her go off alone.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I honestly, to be
And
perfectly
Rusk is
honest-
just not the best company to travel with. Sorry, Rusk. It's true. I know. It's fine. I don't say much. He talks
I
a
like-
lot.
No,
I like Roos because I feel like I know what he's saying.
That's because he isn't saying anything. Never
Mhm.
mind, it's fine.
Yeah, no, you definitely cannot send Venin to Alsaken alone. I'd be worried about what
Okay, well.
happened to Alsaken.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can do that.
I know.
Well,
Wonderful.
then we'll Murdenki, you'll receive notification when your assets are unfrozen. But you should all
Lovely.
assume that no one's gonna come looking for you. And, you can kind of pretend this never happened if you want to, unless of course you want to. There's the offer. You all did so well infiltrating that space that if you wanted to join the cause, that's something that we could maybe discuss. But I can't imagine that's something all of you want to do.
Like a cause? Could we be like troubadours for the cause?
It
No,
would be
Niels,
a-
you're part of the band now. You gotta think like a band. You can't let your wings get clipped again like they were on Nashida.
True.
You gotta be able to fly free with us, the whale.
True.
Yeah, Neela, it would be a lot of things like what you did on Ryloth, if I'm honest with you. That you're
Sneaky stuff.
playing, getting into places under the guise of a band, but you might actually be more aware of the part you're playing now than you were this time.
You'd be surprised.
I'm sure I would. Well, I take it that's a no. So I'll let you all kind of get back to your ship. I guess I'll leave this Camtono. I guess you'll take this Camtono with you. You can have both of them.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. I can always use an extra Cantona.
No, it's okay. Let's
And-
not do like a swap thing where the wrong one goes. Let's just not do that nonsense.
Well, you're taking
moving-
both of them, so
Oh.
there's not going to be a...
No, but I mean there could be nonsense of
Indeed.
we'll just make sure we check before anyone splits up. Okay.
Open them both and check them then.
Yeah, that's fine. Wait, is this one full of ice cream? I'm kidding. Okay,
And
well.
with that, you're free to leave the ship.
All right, thank you, Nikul.
Oh, I'll take the that beacon though.
Sure.
I know how to find you.
Yeah, I bet you do.
That's disconcerting.
All right.
Neela's gonna give Roos her whatever the equivalent of her number is.
I thought we had a connection.
Ooh,
Oh
Neil.
man. Oh, I have to have that dude on my ship.
You won't know I'm there. It's fine.
That's almost worse.
But not immediately, man. I'm not... Take it slow. Pump the brakes, man.
Okay.
We just exchanged numbers.
Uh-huh.
Yoko.
You haven't
Russo.
seen how Niels works. Neither have I. I'm just assuming.
All right. And you're able to return to the whaler should you wish. To sort of...
I mean, are you heading to Alsaken right now, Mudanki, or do we need to find our own transport?
I imagine you want to, like, at least divvy up.
Oh, that's
I can give you a
Credits and
look to
things like
Alsaken
that.
while we divvy things up.
all right. Fair enough. That seems like a.
One last ride on the whaler for Murdanky and the Crystal Toasters.
Yeah. Seems like a good plan. Appreciate it.
All right. So you board the whaler and leave Mos Eisley behind. Returning to space with Chanson's help, it's not hard. No rolls required to sort of plot a course to Alsaken.
Yeah.
You can assume that he knows.
If you're
at
looking
any
for
point, at any point in the galaxy, he knows how to get to Alsaken.
Yeah. If you're looking for a bright center of the universe, it's the spot that's closest to. Because this is the spot that's closest from. Don't worry about it. Another callback.
So
Why did I give you a red?
here are the questions I will ask you at this moment. As you are journeying there, you now have 1,000,000 credits between the 500,000 you required from the vault and the 500,000 that you were just paid by Nicholson. So that is quite a bit each, right? My question is, Merdenki, all Tipgala knows is 10,000 Imperial, whatever you were going to get for 10,000 Imperial credits. Or do you plan to give Tipgala a fifth of the findings?
So the thing about Tipgala is if she ever found out that I fucked her over, she would hunt me to the ends of the galaxy.
You're not hard to find.
Ooh, the other
Exactly.
thing about her is she smells good.
I mean, that's not wrong, but okay.
Smells
But-
good and she's vicious.
Yeah, and she will kill me, like gleefully. She's waiting for an excuse.
And
So
she'd
I'm gonna make
probably-
sure she gets her cut.
She'd win in a fist fight.
Oh, she'd win in most kinds of fights.
Excellent. So then you are going to split everything 5 ways. Good to know. The other thing that we can just sort of take care of as you're going over through this are these 4 boxes, these garment boxes from Virtuzu's shop that each have your name on it.
Oh.
And if you open them, they are basically identical garments to what you normally wear. Although you can see as you touch them that something feels different about them, and upon closer examination, you see that like thin threads of Durasteel have been woven into the material. So it still looks like your standard garments, but all of you can add 10 to your armor.
Does it still have crystals on it?
You can still hang the crystals. They didn't, Virtuzu did not sew crystals into it.
How did pants look?
The pants are presumably Vitruzo, they went after the shade of black you left on top of the pile of clothes that you left in their shop, presuming that was the least distasteful one to you. So, but they look great. And in fact, no worries of your split jeans at all anymore, Venom, because because you now have a brand new pair that fits you even better. You're 6 inches shorter, it would appear.
In your face, lady who came and met us off the ship.
You look so much shorter, still tall.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And as we arrive at Alsaken after several days of travel, probably from Tatooine to Alsaken, you can sort of land, and I imagine this is where you will depart as you need to go find your band, Merdenki. If you have any final words
Eventually.
before you and Venom, or unless you're going to hang here with them.
No.
Well, it's been. Hold on, I check the Cantonos to make sure that we have the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the shield thing. You have each split up your credits, right? So you each have several 100,000 credits to your name now.
I'm gonna mail the credits to Ryloth for.
Well, no, you have to as a request, you got to go deposit that in a Corellian bank
She wants
account
it in a
in her name.
Corellian bank account, which in other words means a real.
Which means I have to do it because you're not going to do that.
Oh, I'm definitely not. No, first of all, I made no deals with Pipgala. I never would. She's too scary. Why would you ever get into a situation where you'll be in trouble for not doing what you wanted? Second, yes, I'm not going to Corellian. A Corellian bank account, what is that? A bank account that is all swagger and then falls apart at the first sign of trouble? Is that a Corellian bank account that talks really loud because it's kind of drunk all the time? Yeah, that's cool. Cool Corellian.
Is Corellian bank account, is it crypto?
Yes, it's very much. It
Very
yes.
Corellia coin.
Yeah.
Corella
C
coin.
coin. Yeah, core
Yeah,
coin.
C coin.
Don't give me any core coin.
Solo coin.
Then
$sign SOLO.
if there's any final words here between Merdenki and Neela Fox and Venom Rusk and Chance and Motet, I believe this is where your two groups will part.
I love you all. I need to get a lifetime supply of those mushrooms, Jansen.
Yeah, about that. I'm gonna tell you something now, Neela, and I feel that this is maybe dangerous.
Uh-oh.
So you have to exercise some degree of caution here. These mushrooms, I've been mainly harvesting them from the loamiest area of your cooking stations. Okay, so all the spores you need. Just don't take
Like
too
a
many of them.
kombucha mother.
Yeah, basically. They're what grow in kind of just whenever you make your weird soup, these are the mushrooms that grow from it. And on that one occasion from the bottom of one of your montrals, when you refused to bathe for 3 weeks, point being, these are the mushrooms I've been feeding, or I've just been drying them out. So just get a dehydrator, that's all you need.
Give a man a mushroom, he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to make mushroom loamy trip soup.
And his brain will melt out of his ears. Yes, that is the saying.
Thank you so much. Venom, I love you dearly, and I want your butt to remain as short as tall as you want it to be.
Thank you, and mainly short. And I love you too. And Chanson would never say this to your face, but he loves you as well. He's told me several occasions. He did tell me not to say this to anyone, but I think
You don't have to lie. Okay, fine.
he loves you.
Okay. Very good. Goodbye, Neela. Merdenki, it's been.
It has indeed been.
All right. And as
Thanks for not getting me killed, Chance.
Sure.
And as the two groups part, I will now, as is proper, I imagine, and as he would like, Merdenki, where do you see yourself going from here?
I think Mur would introduce Neela to the band when they came back. All of the things that he would tell her about them would be horrible, horrible things, and then she would meet them immediately and be like, "Oh, he's completely full of shit. They're all like individually nicer than he is, like each one."
And you had none of their names
better.
correct.
No, their names I get correct, and nobody else's. He would also continue to get Neela's name wrong for like an extra year and a half, I think, until like they put out like records together. And once they were like officially on an album, like she was on the album with him, he would start getting her name right, and only then. And then like 3 years down the line, he'd probably get himself into another bad contract, and the whole thing would start over.
Excellent. Neela, where do you see yourself going from here?
I think Neela is she is getting very untethered to reality. And she winds up writing a book about the whole thing, thinking the whole thing was just one big trip. And
Fear and Loathing in Ryloth?
yeah. She has become the Togruta version of Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Fear and Loathing in Caledine.
Fear and Loathing in Caledine, yeah.
Yeah. And she eventually builds herself a geodesic crystal dome that she lives in. And she lives happily ever after. And
Excellent.
even if when her physical body goes, her spirit is still tripping balls.
It always was. That's the trick.
Always was, and always shall be.
Excellent. Tinks, where do you imagine you go from here?
Oh, I know 100% that Venom will just continue to follow Chanson around the universe. He'll keep trying to say goodbye to her, and she'll engage and say goodbye, and then follow him some more, and then when he asks why, she'll just say that she thought he was doing one of his really lame holodramas that he loves that she doesn't get, and then just continue to follow him. And maybe, like, start a life coaching business.
And Chance and Motat.
Sorry, I need 1 second to finish typing what she said.
Sure. Well then here, I will do, while you finish typing, I will ask each of you, and you can, to make me a luck roll, please.
You know what?
And guys,
I'm spending.
you're never going to use them again.
I'm
If you want to blow all your force points, this is the moment, I think.
I will actually. I will give
Yeah,
myself.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll do. Going to roll all 4 of my hyperspace d6s by giving myself 2 bonuses in this. So sure, yeah, let's try it. That is a vital luck for me.
Vital luck.
All I could get was a hard success.
Hard
By spending
success.
all my force points.
But I had 3 failures first, and then I had a hard.
Fine, they are.
So I spent all of
success.
my force.
Are you
Hard
just going
success.
normal?
Me too.
What should I do?
Spend some force points if you want.
This is the last
Or don't.
chance. They're just going to rot if you don't.
She didn't, but she got a hard.
Okay.
And
So
I
3
have a-
hards and a vital.
I have a vital.
Okay. Chanson,
Yes.
where do you see yourself?
Well, in light of this information, now that he's back on Alsaken, and now that this sort of Alsaken alliance is beginning to spread throughout the core, Chanson is of course going to he will sort of just buy a sort of studio and just studio loft or whatever, and he will just play traditional Alsakani music all the time, and try to play, if he can hack it, on in some of the concert halls here on the planet. But in light of him being here, and in light of delivering this to members of Alsakani, I'm gonna have one more LGI thing here. Okay, one moment.
I was really hoping he was just about to show up with like a Lego-built Organaloot.
Here's an example of Alsakani shipbuilding
Indeed.
and craftsmanship. Perhaps he'll buy a vessel such as this, But if there's a shipyard where they're employing these things, and this Alsakani alliance is engaged in things, and if Nikul's son is right, and Chancellor really does have a highly intelligent mind, he will probably do what he can in service of this new concept for the galaxy. Sort of joining them, when he's not playing music, or perhaps, if anyway, playing music and, do charity events or such things for like-minded individuals. And he will definitely spend much time introducing them to Venon's personal shield generators.
Indeed.
Almost as if such a thing might one day become so commonplace that blasters completely fade from common usage, and everyone starts carrying around little glow sabers.
Well, that sounds like it would be a more civilized age.
A much more I mean, look at this fucking ship. Ooh, so civilized. What's this thing? Ooh, is that a cloaking device? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Yeah, beautiful. Are there keys on top of it? I don't know. Probably there were keys in it was a hotel set. I don't care.
I will say
Mosaic.
that with your descriptions
Yes.
and with your luck rolls, things unfold exactly as you would like. In fact, Neela, your novel is, maybe you don't realize it, maybe you do, but it is treated as this, like, incredible satire by the broader public. People go nuts for it. It is optioned and turned into a holodrama by some of the most noted, like, HoloNet stars of the time.
It's a big honor.
And you continue to, even in addition to any sort of your comedy albums, residuals, and residuals from the Hyperspace Dreams albums, you also now have royalties from both your novel and so you are just up to your gills in mushrooms in your Crystal Palace. Merdenki, it actually takes you a while this time to blow through a lot of the cash and create a bad deal. But notably, you do actually create a new song with the influence of Neela, where you kind of move into a more psychedelic phase, and it really takes off for a period of time. Where that record sells and goes triple platinum Durasteel. I don't know.
I'm gonna give Merdenki. I had a toaster made out of actual carved into a large crystal that I give to him as a present, and I tell him, "You better not hawk this when times get tight."
I'll keep it close to my heart.
And in fact, one thing that starts popping up a lot at Crystal Toaster, Hyperspace Dream shows here on out are plushies. Like, accurately, like, almost photorealistic plushies.
Of all the band members? Or
No, just you.
Just Merdenki.
as it should be.
Chanson, you really do find a fantastic vessel, and people do take your guidance, and you kind of, with your knowledge of Alsatian culture, find your way just very easily kind of rising up through the ranks, especially with sort of Venon's tech that you have to introduce them.
Yes.
And you even maybe get a classic astromech droid. Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Makes sense, certainly.
On your ship. And Venon, you know that every time Chanson says goodbye, he's secretly happy that you don't listen.
I do know.
Aww.
And I will just say that the end of this game is apparently a lie.
And there is one final member to address. Tipgala rises in stature with her relationship with Fitrizu, who was the leader of the Ryloth Defense Force sector in Kaladin. Rises in stature between the two of them, uniting the people of Ryloth to free their planet and their home from its shackles once again and to establish its independence. And along the way, finding love together. And after peace, Tipgala does indeed journey to Corellia, finally. Long sought, long wished upon, arrives and goes to a bank account and finds several 100,000 credits, and not simply 10,000 possibly useless credits in her name. She finds stacks of cash and immediately walks into the nearest bar she can find and says to the barkeep, "I would like you to bring me all of the Corellian rum and brandy." And they turn to walk away, and she says, "Stop. I think you may have misheard me. I think you heard me say, bring me a bottle. Bring me the bottle. what I said was bring me all of the Corellian rum and brandy. And Tipgala takes a sip in her favorite place. That is where we will close out this story of a more wretched hive. We have had Murdenki on the clue horn, played by Jeremy. We had Neela Fox on the dulcimer, played by Anna. We've had Ven and Ross, aka Tinks, played by Aaron, on the Gravtam. And we've had Chance Motet on the Alasakani Organolute, played by Philip. And I have been the living force on 0 instruments, played by Pierce. Thank you, everyone. That is our show. I mean, we have announcements and stuff like that. Don't leave.
Don't leave. Never leave.
Hooray!
Yay!
Wow,
We
we
did it.
survived. Man.
We all lived through it.
Look at us. We
Despite-
did.
There is a small part of me that was like, man, if Jeremy rolls a fumble, they're just gonna get blown right out of the sky. And this is a 10-minute session.
I honestly, the
There's
problem
literally
is
no way.
that's a little bit more fitting an ending. Like, the fact that we all, like, that this worked out for everyone is sort of,
We're
Well-
gifted.
No, the thing about it is, the way I like to look at this, and the thing that I think is kind of interesting about this, is you all just aren't important enough to actually really have mattered to any of us
fair.
wasting resources going after you.
that makes sense. Well, this was great. Thank you so much, Pierce. This was hugely
Thank
fun.
you all. Thank you all for
Amazing,
playing
I
this.
loved
Like,
it.
it has been so entertaining to watch you all make your way through this.
And just when we all couldn't love each other's characters and our own characters more, we're ending it.
That's the way. Hey, in honor of the main influence for Neela Fox, that's the way I've always heard it should be.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
That's the way
You're
I've always heard.
it just means that you're a smart band, right? You quit while you were still good.
That is really a good thing to do. And nobody heard our fascist anthems.
Yeah. I will say, Murdenki, if that luck roll had gone really poorly for you, you definitely were putting that anthem out, sneaking that anthem onto one of the the records.
I
And you're
was
just
wondering if we were gonna redo the anthem, but like
Yeah.
not as fascist.
It's like, actually, wait, no. What it actually needs is more like drums and like, can we get the sound of marching? And
Oh,
can
yeah,
you
you
make
could-
my
you would
voice sound like
totally-
I'm like speaking
once-
to a yeah.
Once Ryloth achieved its independence again, 100% you redo it to be very outwardly Kaladin and Ryloth forward,
Yeah.
with no ambiguity.
Yeah.
100% Murdenki and the Hyperspace Dream would do that.
Yeah.
Because you were at that battle, just like you were at the Battle of Exegol.
No, he was unlike that. He was actually at that battle. It's not like the Battle of Exegol.
I was super duper at the Battle of X.
Super duper there.
I did.
Yeah. Like, definitely, absolutely super there.
Yeah. Well,
Well, this may be the end of this story, but it is not the end of the Star Wars on there. If you need more Star Wars, we do have a show tomorrow with Philip.
that was a serious segue. Yes, tomorrow, Civilized Age. They have reached the planet of Exo. What will happen beyond that is probably, I mean, it might get rough because unlike in this game, the cosmic force is just a cripping monster who wants them to suffer. Because in the opening session of that, he kidnapped the children, took the kids away, and then
Sounds serious. That sounds like a viable story, an adventure people would get really invested in.
And the people in the game said, and the viewers said, "Don't take away Jacket Girl." And he took away Jacket Girl. So yeah, that's tomorrow. Come join us for they're on the planet of Exo in the Cosmic Force. Many revelations about such things. Dan actually figured out what that meant just from people saying it before, so it kind of sucked the air out of that reveal, but in an appropriate way because all they care about is their kids. Yes, so that will be tomorrow night. On Tuesday, we are back in the saddle again, Gray in the Dark.
Half the group are playing Tetris. The other half are being escorted by
forgot
a
about that.
zombie barbershop quartet to go talk to a hag, which a lot of them find is a problematic term. They're like, do we have to call these fey hags? According to Wizards of the Coast, you do. But her name is Angry Daisy Cryptwillow. So basically, kind of a couple things going on. Perhaps the group will all get together next week, or maybe everyone will never stop playing Tetris. Then on Friday, we do not have a game because of something called Thanksgiving and something called everyone's going off with their families. But 1 week from tonight, now I do. Maybe Pierce and I will try to hop on, and we'll just kind of invite anyone who's around to do it. We might want to do some kind of like discussion of the system wrap up of this game and such things. So maybe we'll just kind of slot that in somewhere if we want to find a time. But 1 week from tonight, just under the wire, there is a 4-part mini-series coming here to this channel. A mini-series called Blue Moon.
Ooh.
It is a, I'll phrase it as if you're into people who turn into wolves because of lycanthropy, then this game might
Don't say.
have something up your alley. And this little mini series, we're kind of just doing this because we had some ideas and had some time and we wanted to do a thing, and we're sort of sneaking in with 4 here, so whatever. But this 4-part mini series will be fun. We'll have some new faces, familiar faces, kind of remixed of who's playing, so it'll be great. But after that, on Sundays in the new year, the return of Here Be Dragons.
Yay.
With
That's
Pierce,
exciting.
Anna, Andrew, Jed, and Vonda. It's going to be great. And we have other announcements, but I guess I will. One thing I am saying is that Civilized Age is also coming to its end. We've kind of written ourselves into a quarter of that it's ending on a certain date, because on December 5th, we have a very special Top Flight holiday issue. A Top Flight holiday annual. So come join us for that on Monday, December 5th. So yeah, it's going to be really fun stuff. We're very, very excited about that. And also maybe on Friday this week, if I'm around, if there's one person, maybe I'll do some weird thing. I don't know. Blood from a Stone's all over the place now because off stream I need to tell Pierce about what happened on Blood from a Stone last week because Andrew went real hard. If you ever think that Andrew as a player will not hang an innocent woman because he's been told to, you are incorrect about Andrew.
Okay. To know.
Yeah, he was in a contract basically, and they said you must kill this woman. Now we'd already seen her die in the past because of ghosts and crazy stuff. Because it's time. Anyway, point is he just no question. It was pretty darn grim. So okay,
all right.
everything fine.
Okay.
Point being, that's all I got of. So yeah, watch more of that on Fridays.
Well,
Then
we're actually going to do something we don't normally do.
Oh, we are. That's right.
Yeah, we're actually going to go to a raid. So there is a friend of the channel, a friend of mine. Inquisitor Meriden is currently streaming. They've been streaming for, close to 12 hours today. They are streaming and raising money for the Trevor Project, playing Hades. They just heads up, they use they/them pronouns, but we figure we might as well just carry on over some of this ending of the band love and nostalgia over to the son fighting his dad. We all like family dysfunction here.
We do. Yes, that will happen. We will actually go to our closing screen before we hop over there, so stick around after the closing screen. It'll be pretty quick, but yeah.
Well then, in that case, thank you all for watching. And remember, the music will be with you. Always.
Oh, because it already saved us. I get it.